Hey guys, it's your girl. So this video was never supposed to be made, mostly because it wasn't supposed to happen. But I took Clementine out to go potty, as I do.
I would not have noticed that.
Every night. And she ran over to a bush on our property. And you know, she runs over to this bush all the time. She takes a sniff and then she leaves, right? And then I heard something go, and I was like, crap, there's a snake, right? So I scoop her up. I scooped her up and I looked under the bush to see if it was a snake or a cat or...
It might be a snake. Let's shove my whole face there.
I just got on my knees to look really quick. And immediately I see the white pointy face of a possum. And I can't tell how big it is. I can't tell, like, it looks small. Is my first instinct. I'm like, aren't possums like bigger than cats? That looks really small. And so I'm gonna sit down. So, you know, she goes potty. I send her inside and I let her in and I close the door and just walk right back over and start looking under this bush. And I'm like, this looks really small for a possum. And I'm like, there's no way it can be an adult. Maybe it's just like, maybe it's a teenager and it's ready to, you know, go out on its own. So I come back inside and I tell my lovely fiance, there's a baby possum outside. I'm gonna go see how big it is. So I grab my phone, I walk back over with my flashlight, and I'm looking at this possum, and it's like this big. And I'm like, that's too small. So I Google it, and Google said that the possum has to be at least 7 inches long, its body, not including the tail, which is big. It's bigger than this.
7 inches is big, guys.
7 inches is big. So I come back inside and I tell him it's too small. So I'm Googling, I'm like, do we have gloves? Do we have something, anything, right? So I run back outside and it's gone. It was gone. It wasn't under the bush anymore. So I'm searching frantically for it. And as I'm walking more towards, there's an arroyo right behind where we live, more towards the fence between us and the arroyo. And I see 2 feral cats, which there's a feral cat colony around here. And my immediate thought is, they killed him. He's dead, he ran, and they murdered him. So I walk over to where they are. They run away, obviously.
You're supposed to say unalive.
I'm supposed to say unalive. They killed him. I run over there, and there's no body, there's no nothing. So I'm searching frantically for this tiny possum. I don't know where he went. I don't know what happened. Like, I just saw him. Part of me is like, he never existed. I imagined it. So I come back and I let Clementine out again. And I'm like, baby, go find the possum. She's looking, she's like standing off with the cats. She's sniffing everywhere, and she keeps coming back to that bush. And I'm like, is he just in the bush and I'm not seeing him? And at the time, my fiance was on Discord. So I'm sitting at this bush, I'm looking at it with my flashlight. And, sorry, he just turned the light down so that we're not disturbing the possum I ended up finding. He'd buried himself up in the branches of the bush. He was kind of in there and pretty tight, trying to like hide himself. And those 2 cats were still like standing a couple yards away, waiting for us to walk away from the bush. So I'm sitting there with Clementine. I get my fiance into a call. I tell him to grab our gloves He had like some outdoor gloves that he used for back when he was landscaping. And I asked him to grab our big fluffy blanket. And he brings him outside, and I hold the blanket out to the bush, and he's like trying to dig in it to get to it, and we end up switching places. And I'm standing outside the bush, the direction the possum is facing, and I hold the blanket out underneath where the possum is, and he like disturbed it from behind, and it jumps out. I try to catch it in the blanket. It jumps again into the grass, tries to run. I threw the blanket over top of it so that it couldn't run, and we scoop it up and we run inside, and we're like, where are we gonna put this possum? And he goes into the closet. You guys can hear my very disgruntled cat probably. He goes into the closet and pulls out my dog crate that we're not using. And let me show you guys this crate, all right? Here's the crate, right? Like it's decently, the bars are decently small, and I'm like, isn't he gonna squeeze through those? He goes, no, he's not gonna make it, he's too big, right? Immediately he squeezed through them. We had to corner him between the door and the crate to grab him again. So he goes, well, what about one of our like big plastic storage bins? Will that work? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't want him to get out and lost or hurt. So he cleared out this one, and I'm gonna be kind of quiet now because he's in here somewhere. But he's in there, and he's buried underneath like this area right here. And he's like, he burrowed in there pretty quick. But once we got him in there and he started to calm down a little bit, you know, we were able to, with the gloves on, of course, like touch him and turn him over and examine him and make sure he wasn't hurt and the cats didn't hurt him and get to him. He seems fine. We didn't see any scratches. We didn't see anything. I know from experience that saving small animals from cats can be kind of a gamble, especially when the cat brings it to you of their own accord. Because I had a cat who was indoor-outdoor. We could not keep him inside. My mom didn't even try to keep him inside because he would just sit at the door and scream at the top of his lungs, to the point in which he would hurt his voice and make himself go hoarse. So there was nothing we could do. We adopted him at 7 years old. He had been an indoor-outdoor cat his whole life. What were we gonna do? Train a 7-year-old cat? Wasn't gonna happen. He brought us baby bunnies on many occasions. And a few times we were able to get to a rehabber fast enough to trade them off so that they could, you know, grow up and be re-released. But a couple of times we were like, they're not gonna make it. We can just make them comfortable enough, because cats have a compound in their saliva that is, what's the word, my love? It's not venomous. It's not poisonous. It is deadly. What's it called when like your whole lower half of your body gets rigid and you can't move it? Yes, they have a compound that paralyzes their prey over time. And that makes it, you know, easier to track down something if something's running from you. If it can't move anymore, it's easy prey. And big cats have it too. But if a cat has bitten a small animal, more often than not, it's going to infect them, and they're not going to be able to move, and they're going to die. Rehabbers, wildlife rehabbers, have a medicine to fix this that counteracts the compound. So if your cat catches an animal and brings it to you, and it's scratched or bleeding, call a rehabber immediately. If it is nighttime and there's, you know, nothing's open, you can't get in contact with anybody, make them comfortable until the morning, they're probably not going to make it. We looked this guy over pretty good. We don't think the cats were able to get to him. We think they chased him into the bush and couldn't find him again. We don't know though. So we're going to keep him comfortable until the morning. He's big enough. He's like 5 inches, 4 or 5 inches. He's big enough. We're going to mix some water with cat food in a little dish for him and put it in with him. And we're also going to put a little dish of water in there for him. Nothing deep enough that they can drown themselves in, or even like submerge their body. Just enough that they can drink. So we're gonna do that. And he got a picture of it, and I will probably include that in the video. But we will see you guys again in the morning, and it will either be good news or it'll be bad news. Hey y'all, so I just got up. We checked on the boy before we went to sleep last night. Hello, Arbamibs. He took a smell at the container, but not much more than that. Clementine, you know, same thing, smelling, interest. But Artemis was more interested in the crate that we brought out, even though it was empty. I cleaned out the boys. I'm gonna talk a little quieter now. I cleaned, you know, all his poopies. He ate all of his nom-noms. And then I got him settled in again. He let me scoop him up because he had himself pressed between the blanket and the plastic. So I scooped him up and I nestled him in here. See if we can give you guys a peek. There he is. He's being very sweet. He's not hissing or trying to bite me, especially when I talk nice and quiet. He was very tolerant for me cleaning out his enclosure container. He's been very loving. But we're gonna put the lid back on. So he lived through the night. He's actually full of energy from what I know about possums. He's been, you know, very tolerant of us. I called anywhere and everywhere I could get information from. We're gonna drive about an hour to a wildlife reservation where they do rehab. He's happy, he's full, you know, he's being really sweet, so we think he'll do fine on the drive. Since he's doing well right now, you know, we're gonna wait a little bit. We're gonna get ourselves up and ready and full of food and rested a little bit more. And then I will update you guys when we're about to head out. Alright guys, we're about to head out soon. Arbamibs is taking another smell. We have not let him in there because obviously, but we're gonna check on him one more time before we go. Oh my goodness. An baby. Oh, I really want you guys to see that. Alright, hold on, I'm gonna... Tiny baby. Cozy boy. Alright. Okay, I've got no makeup on because I was not about to put makeup on for a possum. But he's back there. We've got the seat backed all the way up against it so that I can't like shake around too much or fall forward. But we're on our way. We're gonna try this animal center first because I called them and left them a voicemail, and they called me back and said, hey, you know, if you need to drop it off somewhere, you know, you can drop it off here and we'll keep him safe until a specialty rehabber can come get him, which sounds like good shit to me. So we're gonna try here first. If it turns out, you know, they don't have the space or it's just not gonna work, then we will drive to the rehabber that's about an hour away from us. So that's what we'll do. Okay, so they gave me this card. I'm not gonna show it to you because you'll find where I live, and I'm not about that life. But they said to take him to the services building, which is exactly what I thought was gonna happen. So we're gonna take him there and give him to the rehabber. I'm gonna ask her a couple questions. I'm gonna ask her if she's okay, you know, talking on camera or being on camera, because I really wanna know, you know, the process and where he's gonna go, and if there's more ways that we can get involved, and even better that you guys can get involved to help animals like this sweet little guy. So I will update you guys when we get there.
Like Jesus, lady.
So he is safely inside the animal center. A rehabber is coming to scoop him up. So I asked lots of questions. I didn't get anything on camera just because there was a lot going on. But she said, like, if y'all ever need a date day idea, take your boyfriend, go scoop up a dog from the shelter, and have a day with them. Because the dogs at the shelters are, you know, they're stuck in their kennels all the time. Imagine if you were locked in a room every single day, all day, with nothing to do, right? No computer, no TV, no nothing. You had like a squeaky toy or like a stuffed animal. That's the most boring fucking thing that you can possibly do. So a lot of times they have dogs go kennel crazy. But if you guys have a day where you're not doing anything, run to your local shelter, pick up a dog, take it to the park, you know, get to know it, have a fun day, and you can make that dog's whole stay at the shelter sometimes. So that, number one. And number two, if you are, you know, interested in helping out animals like our possum, which we did get another good picture of before we, you know, set him into the center, please donate. You can donate old blankets, you can donate kennels and toys and food, and money if you have it. But I know we're all kind of struggling right now. But, you know, buy nothing, right? If you want to help out somebody, sometimes people just need things, and things cost money. But if you have things that you aren't using, bring them in. They help 1,000,001 times over. We're gonna head to the specialty fish store to work on the fish vlog. But our possum is in safe hands. They have my name and number. We might do an update video later on, or we might not. You know, sometimes this is all that happens. Sometimes you pick up an animal, you get them to a safe place, and that's all you do. And that's what matters. But I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.